The evening has softened now. The kind of quiet that comes when the day has finished asking questions. A heart arrives here carrying uncertainty, small decisions, unspoken worries, moments where the way forward did not feel clear. The light is low. The body feels tired of choosing, and the soul longs to rest without needing to know what comes next. There is a gentle awareness that guidance does not need to happen tonight. Only trust. Only stillness. Only being held in peace. Let the shoulders ease downward. Let the jaw soften and unclench. Let the hands rest without holding anything. Let the breath slow and deepen gently. Let the body settle into the support beneath it. If these prayers bring you peace, take a moment to like this video, subscribe for more nightly prayers, and share where you're listening from tonight. Your presence and words help keep this space gentle and growing. Now, take another slow breath. Let us begin this prayer together. Faithful God, patient and near, a quiet heart comes before you now. Not certain, not prepared, simply open. The noise of the day fades, and your presence becomes the calm beneath every breath. There is relief in not having to see the whole path, in not needing answers tonight. Only your nearness is needed here. Steady and kind. You are the one who leads with gentleness, who guides without rushing, who walks ahead even when the way feels unclear. In this quiet hour, a soul rests knowing that guidance does not depend on effort. That trust is enough for now. That being near to you is the beginning of every path. You make room for the unsure heart. You steady the one who waits. You bring calm direction without pressure. In your presence, confusion softens. Striving loosens. The heart is reminded that it does not walk alone. That each step is already known to you, already held within your care. There is peace in knowing that guidance can rest for the night. That tomorrow does not need to be solved now. That trust itself is a form of rest. You remain attentive even when the mind grows quiet, leading even when the soul sleeps. Remain close now, gentle God. As this prayer continues into stillness, let the heart rest in the assurance that you guide with patience and love. Let peace settle deeply, knowing you are here, leading, holding, and carrying this night with care. The stillness begins to settle more fully now, like evening air growing calm after movement fades. The body senses permission to slow, to stop preparing, to rest without needing direction. Muscles soften quietly. The spine eases into support. The sense of needing to stay alert loosens its hold. Everything feels allowed to be still because nothing must be decided here. Breath moves gently and steadily, unforced, uncounted. Each breath out releases the weight of figuring things out. Each breath in carries reassurance that guidance does not depend on effort. The chest rises and falls with ease. The stomach softens. The shoulders remain low and relaxed. The body listens to this rhythm and follows it naturally. Faithful God, you remain near in this settling calm, not pressing forward, not pulling from behind, simply present. A resting heart senses you as gentle guidance rather than demand, as patience rather than urgency. There is comfort in knowing that you do not rush the unsure. You walk beside them. The thoughts of the day begin to grow quieter. Plans and possibilities lose their sharp edges. They do not need to be arranged or solved tonight. They can rest quietly within your care. Silence receives them gently and remains steady, wide and calm, making room for peace to spread. A sense of trust begins to settle into the inner body. Not dramatic, not sudden, but steady and reassuring, like lamplight resting in a quiet room. This trust eases the nerves that stayed active too long, calming the inner rhythms, allowing the breath to remain slow and even. It feels safe to pause here, safe to not know. You are the God who teaches the heart through rest, who leads even when the path is unseen. In your presence, the body learns that stillness itself can be faithful. That waiting is not failure. That trust can be quiet and complete. Guidance does not hurry here. It surrounds gently. Nothing presses for clarity now. Nothing asks for answers. This moment belongs to calm trust, to resting beneath your patient leading. A heart settles knowing that direction can unfold in time, and that tonight is held securely within your care. Let the calm continue to spread through breath, through body, through thought. Let your presence remain the gentle guide beneath this stillness, carrying everything toward deeper rest. The quiet feels deeper now, like a pause that stretches gently without needing to be filled. The body rests more fully into stillness, no longer waiting for instruction, no longer preparing for movement. There is a sense of being allowed to stop choosing, to stop evaluating, to stop holding possibilities in mind. Everything begins to soften when nothing is required. Breath continues in a slow, easy rhythm, steady and calm. Each breath out releases the pressure to decide. Each breath in carries reassurance that the way forward does not depend on this moment. The chest rises gently and falls again. The stomach rests soft and unguarded. Even the small muscles that stayed alert begin to loosen. The body learns again how to rest when trust is present. Faithful God, you remain close in this deepening calm, not as urgency, not as instruction, but as quiet companionship. A resting heart senses you as guidance that waits patiently, never forcing, never withdrawing. There is comfort in knowing that you are present even when the path feels unclear. That direction does not disappear in stillness. Thoughts drift through awareness more slowly now, losing their urgency. their sharpness. They pass like leaves on still water, touching briefly, then moving on. There is no need to follow them. Silence welcomes their passing and remains steady, wide and kind. A gentle trust settles deeper within, not as certainty, but as peace with not knowing. This trust feels like warmth spreading through the inner body, easing places that tightened around uncertainty, calming the rhythms of breath and heart. It feels safe to pause here, safe to let tomorrow wait. You are the God who leads with patience, who teaches through quiet presence. In being near to you, the soul learns that guidance is not always movement. Sometimes it is rest. Sometimes it is waiting without fear. This truth settles softly, bringing calm assurance without demand. The body grows heavier now, supported and at ease. Arms resting easily, legs relaxed, the face soft and still. Breath remains slow and even. Awareness drifts closer to rest, content to remain within this gentle trust. Nothing needs to be resolved for peace to remain. Remain near, patient God. As this stillness continues to deepen, let the heart rest in trust without clarity. Let the body follow into deeper ease. Let peace grow steady, knowing you are guiding even in the quiet. The stillness widens gently now, like a quiet path resting under soft evening light. The body feels settled and unhurried, no longer leaning forward, no longer holding itself in readiness. There is a sense of being allowed to remain here, without moving ahead, without turning back, simply resting in place. The night feels patient, giving space for the heart to soften. Breath moves slowly and evenly, almost blending into the quiet. Each breath out loosens the grip of uncertainty. Each breath in carries a calm assurance that guidance does not disappear when answers are not clear. The shoulders stay low. The jaw remains soft. The muscles around the eyes relax completely. The body follows this rhythm willingly, trusting the calm that surrounds it. Faithful God, you remain near in this softened moment, not urging, not directing, simply present. A resting heart senses you as steady companionship, guidance that does not hurry the unsure. There is comfort in knowing that you walk gently, matching the pace of the weary, allowing pauses without judgment. Thoughts continue to drift by more quietly now, their edges smoothed, their urgency gone. They do not need to be resolved. They can rest for the night. Silence receives them without resistance and remains calm, like still water holding reflections without movement. A deeper trust begins to take shape within, not as certainty, but as peace with waiting. This trust settles into the body like warmth, easing the inner tension that came from needing to know, calming the breath, steadying the heart. It feels safe to remain here, to let the path unfold in its own time. You are the God who leads without pressure, who teaches the heart through stillness. In your presence, the soul learns that guidance can be quiet, that waiting is not being lost, that trust itself is a form of walking with you. This understanding rests softly, bringing assurance without effort. The body grows heavier now, comfortably supported, arms and legs relaxed, the face smooth and still. Breath remains slow and unguarded. Awareness drifts closer to rest, content to remain within this gentle trust. Nothing needs to be decided for peace to remain. Stay near, patient God. As this calm continues to deepen, let the heart rest without needing direction. Let the body settle fully into ease. Let peace remain steady, knowing you are guiding even in the quiet. The night holds everything softly now, as if time itself has slowed to make room for trust. The body remains settled and supported, no longer leaning toward tomorrow, no longer carrying the need to decide. Stillness feels natural here, welcoming rather than empty. The quiet does not ask for answers. It simply offers rest. Breath continues in a slow, gentle rhythm, steady and unforced. Each breath out releases the weight of uncertainty. Each breath in carries reassurance that guidance does not depend on clarity tonight. The chest rises easily and falls again. The stomach remains soft. The back rests fully into support. The body listens and relaxes further, trusting what it feels. Faithful God, you remain near in this deepening calm, not as direction given, but as presence shared. A resting heart senses you as patience itself, steady and kind. There is relief in knowing that you do not rush the unsure, that you do not withhold guidance when the heart pauses. You remain constant even in stillness. The concerns of the day feel more distant now, softened and quiet. They no longer press for resolution. They can rest here for the night, held within your care. Silence settles where striving once lived, calm and steady, making room for peace to spread through every inner place. A gentle trust grows deeper within, not loud or confident, but steady and reassuring, like lamplight resting in a quiet room. This trust eases the nerves that stayed active too long, slows the inner rhythms, allows the breath to remain calm and even. It feels safe to pause, safe to not know. You are the God who leads step by step, who does not reveal the whole way at once. In your presence, the soul learns that rest itself can be faithful, that waiting is not standing still, that trust continues even when movement pauses. This truth settles softly, bringing peace without effort. The body grows heavier now, supported and at ease, arms resting easily, legs relaxed, the face smooth and still. Breath remains slow and gentle. Awareness drifts closer to rest, content to remain within this quiet trust. Nothing more is required for peace to remain. Remain near. Patient God. As this prayer continues into deeper stillness, let the heart rest without needing answers. Let the body follow into deeper ease. Let trust remain gentle and steady, knowing you are guiding even in the quiet. The stillness deepens again, quietly and without effort, like a gentle night breeze moving through an open space. The body no longer resists this calm. It yields into it, trusting the quiet that surrounds and supports. There is a sense of being allowed to stop holding the map, to stop searching for signs, to simply rest where guidance does not need to be understood. Breath moves slowly and evenly, guided by ease rather than thought. Each breath out releases the need to control the next step. Each breath in carries reassurance that the way forward is already known to you. The shoulders remain low, the chest soft and open, the muscles of the back and legs resting fully. The body recognizes this gentleness and settles further. Patient God. A yielding heart remains before you now. Surrender unfolding without strain. There is no fear in releasing direction here. Because you are steady, you do not hurry. You do not abandon the waiting heart. What is released is not lost. It is placed into your care, held with kindness and attention. The inattention around choices loosens further. The pressure to decide fades. There is space now to simply be present, to rest without clarity. Trust grows quietly in this space, not as certainty, but as peace with being led gently rather than urgently. This trust settles into the body, calming the inner rhythms, easing the breath. You are the God who guides with patience, who teaches the heart through rest. In your presence, the soul learns that surrender is not giving up. It is resting into care, allowing the path to unfold in time. This understanding brings relief, soft and steady, without demand. The mind grows quieter now, thoughts appearing less often, fading more quickly. Silence stretches comfortably between moments of awareness, and that silence feels safe, supportive. The body follows this quiet lead, resting deeper, trusting the night, trusting your guidance even while sleeping. Remain close, gentle God. As surrender continues to deepen, let the heart rest freely without direction. Let the body sink further into calm. Let trust remain steady and soft, carrying everything toward deeper rest. The night feels settled and patient now, like a quiet path that does not rush the one who walks it. The body rests deeply, supported and calm, no longer leaning ahead, no longer turning back. There is a sense of being allowed to pause without falling behind, to remain here without losing the way. Stillness feels trustworthy, gentle, kind, Breath continues in a slow, even rhythm, moving easily through the body. Each breath carries reassurance that guidance does not depend on effort, that the path is not lost when movement stops. The chest rises and falls softly. The stomach remains relaxed. The limbs feel comfortably heavy. The body understands that it is safe to rest without direction. Patient God, you remain near in this quiet trust, not urging the heart forward, not pressing for decisions, simply present. A resting soul leans into your steadiness, releasing the need to know the next step. Tonight there is no path to choose, no turn to make. Only rest within your faithful leading. The inner sense of striving fades further, replaced by calm assurance. Trust settles gently, like lamplight resting in a still room. This trust does not demand clarity. It brings peace with waiting. It eases the body, calms the breath, steadies the heart, allowing everything to soften naturally. You are the God who leads without hurry, who walks beside the weary, who does not leave when the soul pauses. In your presence, the heart learns that guidance can be quiet, that waiting is not being lost, that rest itself can be faithful. This understanding settles softly, bringing comfort without effort. The mind grows quieter now, thoughts appearing less often, dissolving before they can gather. Silence fills the space between them, calm and welcoming. The body follows this quiet lead, sinking deeper into rest, content to remain still, content to be held. Nothing presses forward, nothing pulls from behind. This moment remains complete, held within your care. Trust stays gentle and steady, preparing the soul to drift naturally toward deeper rest, without concern, without resistance. Stay near, patient God. As this trust continues to deepen, let the heart remain at ease without direction. Let the body rest fully supported and calm. Let peace remain steady, knowing you are guiding even in the quiet. The calm holds steady now, wide and gentle, like a quiet path resting beneath soft starlight. The body feels settled into this stillness, no longer adjusting, no longer waiting for a signal to move, simply resting, supported without effort. The sense of weight becomes comforting, grounding, safe. Everything feels allowed to remain as it is. Breath flows slowly and evenly, barely drawing attention. Each breath out releases the last trace of urgency. Each breath in carries reassurance that guidance continues even in rest. The space between breaths widens, filled with silence that feels kind and welcoming. The body responds by relaxing further, trusting the quiet that surrounds it. Patient God, you are present within this stillness, not ahead calling forward, not behind pushing onward, but beside, steady and near. A resting soul senses you as gentle guidance rather than direction given, as companionship rather than command. There is peace in knowing that you lead without haste, that you remain even when the heart pauses. Trust settles more deeply into the inner body now, calm and reassuring, easing places that tightened around uncertainty. The breath remains slow, the heartbeat steady, the nerves soften fully. This trust does not need clarity to exist. It rests comfortably in not knowing, confident that the way forward is held securely within your care. You are the God who replaces control with peace, who allows the heart to rest without fear of missing the way. In your presence, the soul can remain still knowing it is not lost. This assurance spreads gently, calming every remaining ripple, bringing balance through quiet trust. The body grows heavier now, comfortably supported, limbs resting loose and still, the face soft and relaxed. Breath remains even and unguarded. Awareness drifts gently, unhurried, content to remain within this calm. Peace continues to deepen without effort. Nothing calls for answers now. Nothing demands movement. This moment remains complete, held within your patient leading. Trust stays gentle and steady, carrying the soul naturally toward deeper rest. Without concern, without resistance, remain near, faithful God. As this stillness continues to deepen, let the heart rest freely without direction. Let the body settle further into ease. Let trust remain soft and steady through every quiet breath. The stillness feels spacious now, unhurried, like a gentle clearing where nothing needs to be chosen. The body rests without movement, settled and calm, aware only of steady support beneath it. Breath moves softly, even and slow, carrying reassurance through the body like a quiet promise. Nothing interrupts this ease. Awareness grows lighter, less attached to thought. When thoughts appear, they drift without weight, dissolving back into silence before they can linger. The mind rests beside this quiet, no longer searching for direction, content to remain still. Silence feels kind and safe, holding everything gently. Patient God, your presence remains steady within this deep calm, sensed not through instruction, but through peace itself. A resting heart abides here without effort, trusting that you are near, attentive, guiding without pressure. Your nearness feels like gentle companionship, steady and reassuring. Trust continues to settle into the inner body, calm and grounding, easing the places that once tightened around uncertainty. The breath remains slow and even, the heartbeat steady, the nerves soften completely. It feels safe to pause here, safe to let tomorrow wait, safe to rest without knowing the way ahead. You are the God who holds the path even when it is unseen, who leads without demanding movement. There is comfort in knowing that nothing important requires attention now. You are already attending to all that matters, guiding quietly while the body rests, carrying what comes next with care. The body responds by sinking further into ease. Muscles relaxed, limbs heavy and still, breath quiet and secure. The sense of drifting grows stronger, awareness thinning, moving naturally toward deeper rest. There is no resistance, only trust settling deeper. Nothing presses forward, nothing pulls from behind. This moment remains complete, held within your patient leading. Peace stays gentle and steady, preparing the soul to drift further into stillness. Without effort, without fear, stay near, faithful God. As this calm continues to deepen, let the heart remain at ease within your guidance. Let the body rest fully supported and calm. Let trust remain steady and soft through the quiet of the night. The night rests in a deep, gentle hush now, like a quiet place where nothing asks to be decided. The body lies fully at ease. No movement needed. No direction required. Breath flows softly on its own, slow and even, guided by rest rather than thought. Everything feels supported, settled, allowed to be still without concern. Awareness grows thinner, lighter, drifting without purpose. Thoughts no longer form with clarity. They dissolve almost as soon as they appear. Silence stretches wide and reassuring, holding this moment with kindness. The mind rests beside this silence, content to remain quiet, no longer searching for the way ahead. Patient God, you remain present in this deepening calm, not instructing, not urging, simply near. A resting soul abides within your care without effort, trusting that you are here even as awareness fades. Your nearness feels like peace itself, steady and unhurried. Trust continues to rest quietly beneath awareness, gentle and sustaining, like a steady warmth within the body. It calms the deepest places, easing the inner rhythms, restoring balance through stillness alone. This trust does not need certainty. It rests in your faithfulness, allowing the soul to be still without fear. The body grows heavier now, comfortably supported, muscles fully released, breath slow and secure. The boundary between waking and sleep softens further. Drifting feels natural, safe, welcomed. There is no need to remain alert. Guidance continues even as rest deepens. You are the God who leads without waking the soul, who carries what comes next while the body rests. There is peace in allowing awareness to fade, knowing you remain attentive, holding the path gently through the night. Everything is calm. Everything is settled. Peace remains wide and steady. Trust remains soft and sure. The night carries this rest gently onward, preparing the soul for deeper stillness without effort. Remain near, faithful God. As rest continues to deepen, let the heart remain at ease within your guidance. Let the body remain fully relaxed. Let trust continue to hold everything quietly through the night. The stillness feels complete now, gentle and unbroken, like resting beside calm water that does not move. The body remains unmoving, fully supported. No edges asking for attention. Breath flows softly, steady and calm, almost blending into the silence itself. Everything feels settled into rest without effort. Awareness drifts in and out quietly, untroubled. The mind no longer forms clear thoughts. It rests beside silence, content to remain there. When awareness stirs, it does so gently, then settles again. Silence feels patient and kind, holding this moment without expectation. Patient God, you remain here in this quiet abiding, closer than breath, gentler than thought. A resting soul remains within your presence without striving, without words, simply being held. Your nearness feels calm and trustworthy, guiding without movement, steady and sure. Trust continues to rest deep within the body, soft and reassuring, easing places that once tightened around uncertainty. The breath remains slow and even, the heartbeat calm and steady. The inner body feels settled, knowing that being held is enough. That guidance continues even in stillness. You are the God who walks gently with the waiting heart, who leads without demanding steps. There is comfort in knowing that nothing slips beyond your care while rest deepens. That direction is not lost when the mind grows quiet. You remain attentive through every silent moment. The body remains heavy and at ease now, muscles fully released, limbs still, breath calm and secure. The sense of drifting grows more complete, awareness thinning further, moving naturally toward deeper rest. There is no resistance here, only trust resting comfortably. All remains calm, all remains settled. Peace fills the inner spaces without interruption. Trust remains gentle and steady. The soul rests here, held within your patient guidance, untroubled and safe. Stay near, faithful God. As this rest continues to deepen, let awareness soften without fear. Let the body remain at ease. Let trust continue quietly through the night. The night holds everything with quiet patience now, like a long gentle pause that asks for nothing. The body remains deeply at rest, supported without awareness. Breath moves softly, slow and even, blending into the silence. There is no effort in resting, no effort in waiting. Everything feels allowed to remain exactly as it is. Awareness drifts further inward, thinning into calm quiet. The mind no longer shapes plans or questions. It rests beside stillness, content to remain there. When awareness flickers, it does so softly, then settles again. Silence feels safe and kind, holding this moment without pressure or demand. Patient God, you remain present in this quiet abiding, not as instruction, but as assurance. A resting soul remains within your care without effort, without knowing, simply being held. Your presence feels steady and gentle, guiding even when the heart is quiet, leading even when the path is unseen. Trust continues to settle into the inner body, calm and grounding, easing the last traces of tension around uncertainty. The breath remains slow and even, the heartbeat steady and at ease. It feels safe to pause here, safe to let the future rest, safe to trust without understanding. You are the God who leads through stillness as surely as through movement, who remains faithful through every quiet hour. There is comfort in knowing that nothing important slips beyond your care. That guidance continues even as the body rests. That waiting itself is held within your wisdom. The body feels comfortably heavy now, fully supported, muscles loose and unguarded, limbs resting without movement. The sense of drifting grows more complete, awareness fading naturally, moving gently toward deeper rest. There is no resistance here, only ease. Everything is calm. Everything is settled. Peace remains wide and steady. Trust remains soft and sure. The night carries this rest forward without interruption, covering this moment with gentle care. Remain near, faithful God, as rest continues to deepen. Let awareness fade without fear. Let the body remain at ease. Let trust continue quietly through the night. The quiet feels deep and settled now, like resting in a wide open space where nothing needs to be named. The body lies still and supported. No edges calling for attention. No need to adjust or respond. Breath flows softly, steady and calm, as though it belongs entirely to this gentle night. Everything feels held without pressure. Awareness drifts comfortably, hovering at the edge of rest. Untroubled, the mind rests in long stretches of silence, where no plans form and no questions rise. When a thought appears, it feels distant, light, dissolving back into quiet almost immediately. Silence remains kind and spacious, welcoming rest without demand. Patient God, you are present within this deep abiding, not as direction spoken, but as guidance felt. A resting soul remains within your care without striving, without words, simply being held. Your presence feels steady and trustworthy, leading even when awareness grows faint. Trust settles deeper into the inner body now, calm and reassuring, easing places that once tightened around not knowing. The breath remains slow and even, the heartbeat steady and relaxed. The inner rhythms soften fully, resting in the assurance that being held is enough, that the way forward remains within your care. You are the God who guides gently through unseen paths, who remains faithful when the heart pauses. There is comfort in knowing that guidance does not disappear in stillness. That waiting does not mean being lost. Your nearness continues quietly, steady and sure through the night. The body remains heavy and at ease, muscles fully released, limbs still and supported. The sense of drifting grows deeper, awareness thinning further, moving naturally toward rest without resistance. There is no need to remain awake. Peace remains even as the mind grows quiet. All remains calm now. All remains settled. Peace fills the inner spaces without interruption. Trust remains gentle and steady. The soul rests here, held within your patient leading, untroubled and safe. Stay near, faithful God. As rest deepens further, let the heart remain at ease within your guidance. Let the body remain settled and calm. Let trust continue to hold everything quietly through the night. The night feels deeply calm now, like a quiet stretch of road resting beneath soft starlight. The body remains settled and still. No movement, no anticipation. Breath continues gently, slow and even, guided by rest rather than awareness. Everything feels allowed to remain here without needing to move forward. Awareness thins further, becoming distant and soft. The mind no longer shapes thoughts or plans. It rests within silence, comfortable and untroubled. When awareness stirs, it does so faintly, then settles again. Silence remains wide and patient, surrounding this moment with quiet reassurance. Patient God, you remain present within this sheltering stillness, unseen, unfelt, yet fully near. A resting soul remains within your care without effort, without attention, simply being held. Your presence feels gentle and dependable, guiding without hurry, steady through the night. Trust continues its quiet work beneath awareness, soft and constant, calming the inner rhythms completely. The breath remains slow and even, the heartbeat steady and relaxed. Every place that once tightened around uncertainty now rests, knowing that guidance does not fade with stillness. The body feels fully supported now, limbs heavy and relaxed, muscles loose and unguarded. The sense of drifting grows softer and more complete, like floating gently within care that does not rush or press. Sleep begins to draw closer, natural and safe. You are the God who leads without demanding movement. who keeps watch while the heart rests. There is peace in allowing awareness to fade completely, trusting that you remain attentive, holding what matters while the soul rests deeply. Everything is calm. Everything is settled. Peace remains wide and steady. Trust remains gentle and sure. The night carries this stillness forward with quiet care, guiding the soul toward deeper rest. Remain near, faithful God, through these quiet hours. Let rest continue undisturbed. Let peace remain steady. Let the heart rest securely within your patient guidance. The stillness feels complete and unhurried now, like resting in a place where the way does not need to be marked. The body rests fully supported, unmoving, unguarded. Breath flows softly, barely noticed, steady and calm, as though it belongs entirely to this quiet night. There is no sense of needing to go anywhere, only rest continuing gently on its own. Awareness has grown faint, thinning into quiet presence. The mind no longer holds questions or plans. It drifts comfortably within silence, where nothing is required and nothing is missing. Sleep feels close, natural, already surrounding the edges of being. There is ease in letting go, relief in not needing to know what comes next. Patient God, you remain here in this deepest calm, not as instruction, but as assurance. A resting soul abides within your care without knowing, without striving, simply being held. Your nearness feels steady and kind, guiding even when awareness fades, leading even as the heart rests. Trust settles deeply into the body now, gentle and secure, easing the last traces of tension around uncertainty. The breath remains slow and even, the heartbeat calm and steady. The inner body rests fully, knowing that being held is enough, that the path remains safely within your care. The body feels fully at ease now, muscles completely released, limbs heavy and supported. The boundary between waking and sleep softens further. Drifting becomes effortless, safe, welcomed. There is no need to remain aware. Guidance continues even as rest deepens. You are the God who walks ahead while the soul sleeps, who carries tomorrow while the body rests. There is peace in letting go completely, trusting that you remain attentive, holding every step within your wisdom and care. Nothing stirs, nothing interrupts. Peace remains wide and steady. Trust remains soft and sure. The night continues its quiet work, carrying rest deeper and deeper. The heart remains safe. The body remains at ease. The soul rests securely. Stay near, faithful God, through the quiet hours ahead. Let peace remain unbroken. Let trust continue gently guiding. Let rest remain deep and complete within your presence. The night feels settled into its deepest quiet now, like a gentle path covered by soft darkness. The body rests without awareness of effort, fully supported, fully still. Breath moves quietly on its own, slow and even, guided by rest rather than thought. Everything feels safe enough to release completely. Nothing waits to be chosen or decided. Awareness lingers only faintly, like a dim glow that softens as sleep draws near. The mind no longer reaches for understanding. It rests beside silence, content to remain there, drifting naturally, without direction, without concern. There is no need to stay present. Guidance remains steady even as awareness fades. Patient God, you remain close in this near sleep stillness, leading without sound, surrounding without pressure. A resting soul remains within your care even as attention loosens. There is peace in knowing that trust continues without words, that your wisdom holds what the mind releases, gently and faithfully through the night. Trust rests deep within the body now, calm and unmoving, like still water beneath the surface. It steadies the breath, quiets the heart, smooths the inner rhythms completely. Safety is no longer something to consider. It is simply felt, settled and sure, held by your patient presence. The body grows heavier in a comforting way, limbs fully relaxed, muscles loose and unguarded. Breath remains slow and secure. The sense of drifting becomes more complete. Awareness thinning further, moving naturally towards sleep without resistance. There is no fear in letting go. Rest feels guided and held. You are the God who gives rest without requiring vigilance, who leads while the soul sleeps. There is comfort in allowing awareness to fade completely, trusting that you remain attentive, carrying the path forward even in silence. Everything is calm. Everything is settled. Peace remains wide and steady. Trust remains gentle and sure. The soul rests here on the edge of sleep, untroubled, secure, and at ease. Remain near, faithful God. As sleep deepens further, let rest continue undisturbed. Let peace remain steady. Let the heart remain safely held through the night. The quiet feels almost complete now, like the night has settled fully into gentle rest. The body lies deeply at ease, unmoving, unguarded. Breath flows softly, guided by sleep rather than awareness. Everything feels calm and carried. Nothing asks for direction. Nothing requires response. Awareness fades in gentle waves, coming and going without effort, without concern. The mind rests in long stretches of silence, where no plans form and no questions rise. Thoughts no longer gather. They dissolve before appearing. Silence holds everything kindly, surrounding this moment with peace. Patient God, You remain present in this near-sleep stillness, holding the heart as consciousness loosens completely. A resting soul remains within your care even as awareness slips away. There is trust here without words. Surrender without effort. Knowing you remain faithful when the mind rests. Trust continues to rest deep within the body. Calm and reassuring. Like a steady warmth beneath the surface. It settles the breath. Steadies the heart. Quiets the inner rhythms fully. The need to know the way forward dissolves, replaced by confidence in being led gently. The body grows heavier, more at ease. Muscles fully relaxed. Limbs still and supported. The sense of drifting becomes gentle and complete. Awareness thinning further. Floating just above sleep. Ready to fade entirely. There is no resistance. Only rest, welcoming rest. You are the God who walks ahead while the soul sleeps. Who keeps watch without waking the heart. There is peace in letting awareness go completely. Trusting that you remain attentive. Guiding quietly through the night. Everything feels safe now. Everything feels settled. Peace rests wide and steady. Trust remains soft and sure. The soul rests here, ready to slip fully into sleep, held securely within your care. The night feels very close now, like a gentle veil resting softly over awareness. The body remains deeply still, fully relaxed, resting without effort. Breath moves slowly and quietly, guided by sleep rather than thought. Each breath feels like a soft settling, carrying the soul further into rest and ease. Awareness flickers faintly, appearing and fading like distant light behind closed eyes. The mind no longer holds questions or plans. It rests within silence, drifting naturally, comfortably. There is no pull to remain awake, no need to return to knowing. Sleep feels welcoming and safe, already holding this moment. Patient God, you remain near as awareness grows dim. Holding the heart as consciousness loosens completely. A resting soul remains within your care without knowing. Without effort. Without words. There is trust in this quiet letting go. Trust that your guidance remains when awareness fades. Steady and faithful through the night. Trust rests deep and unmoving within the body. Calm and reassuring. Smoothing every remaining ripple of uncertainty. The breath remains slow and even. The heartbeat steady and relaxed. The inner rhythms settle fully. Knowing the way forward is held. Even while the soul sleeps. The body feels heavy and secure. Limbs loose. Muscles fully released. Breath remains unguarded and gentle. The boundary between waking and sleep dissolves almost entirely. Drifting feels complete. Natural. Embraced. Nothing resists this rest. You are the God who leads through the night, who carries tomorrow while the heart rests. There is peace in allowing awareness to fade fully, knowing you remain attentive, guiding quietly without haste or pressure. Everything is quiet now. Everything is settled. Peace rests wide and steady. Trust remains soft and sure. The soul drifts freely, untroubled, secure, ready for deep sleep within your care. Remain near, faithful God, through the deep hours of rest ahead. Let sleep settle fully. Let peace remain unbroken. Let the heart remain safely held in your presence. The night rests in full quiet now, deep and unhurried, like a long gentle pause held safely in your care. The body lies completely at ease, settled beyond awareness. Breath moves softly on its own, slow and steady, carrying calm through every place without effort. Everything feels covered by peace that does not need to be checked or maintained. Awareness is faint now, barely present, like a soft echo that rises and fades. The mind rests in silence, no longer forming thoughts, no longer reaching for understanding. Sleep surrounds this moment fully, holding it with kindness. There is nothing to return to, nothing to attend to, only rest continuing quietly on its own. Patient God, your presence remains constant through this deep stillness, unseen, unfelt, yet fully near. A resting soul remains under your care without knowing, without waking, without striving. You continue to lead while sleep holds the body, guiding the way forward with wisdom and calm love. A gentle blessing settles over mind and body, not spoken aloud, not announced, simply given. Peace rests where uncertainty once lingered. Calm rests where effort once lived. Trust remains deep and steady, continuing its quiet work through every hour of sleep, restoring without awareness, holding without interruption. The body remains relaxed and secure, muscles loose, breath even, heart steady. Everything needed for rest has been provided. Everything required for guidance is already held within your care. The night carries this blessing forward without disturbance, sheltering the soul until morning comes. You are the God who guides in sleep, who renews in stillness, who remains faithful through every silent watch. There is comfort in knowing that nothing is lost in rest. That direction continues even in silence, even in surrender. All is calm now. All is settled. Peace rests wide and steady. Trust remains gentle and sure. The soul sleeps safely, held within your presence, covered by your care, carried quietly through the night. The night remains wrapped in complete stillness now, calm and unbroken, gentle and secure. The body continues to rest deeply, surrendered fully to sleep, held in peace without awareness. Breath moves quietly and steadily, slow and natural, carrying life through every place without waking effort. Everything remains settled within rest that does not shift. Awareness rests far beneath the surface, softened and quiet. The mind remains still, untouched by thought or concern. Silence surrounds this moment like a gentle covering, patient and kind. There is nothing to reach for, nothing to return to. Only rest unfolding exactly as it should. Patient God, your presence remains faithful through the deepest hours, guiding without sound, leading without pressure. A sleeping soul rests securely within your care, unseen, unfelt, yet completely held. Your guidance does not pause with sleep. It continues steadily through the night. A final blessing settles softly over this resting heart, peace filling every inner space, calm remaining where uncertainty once lingered, trust staying gentle and sure beneath sleep, restoring without awareness, renewing without effort. Nothing presses in, nothing unsettles. All is held in quiet wisdom and care. The body remains at ease, muscles loose, breath even, heart steady. The night carries this blessing forward, guarding rest until morning light returns. Renewal unfolds quietly through stillness, through trust, through your patient leading. You are the God who leads until waking, who guides every step even when the soul sleeps. There is safety here, completeness here, rest given freely and fully. All remains calm. All remains peaceful. Peace stays wide and steady. Trust stays soft and sure. The soul sleeps securely, wrapped in your presence, held through the night, and gently carried into a new day.